Hello everyone, welcome to my storytelling of my art book. Today we already come to episode 4. The painting that I'm going to share is 3 p.m. in Zanzibar. Alright, so this is the painting. Show you guys. Alright. The story behind this painting is, at 3 p.m. in Zanzibar, the sky stretches wide and the light turns soft. The ocean leaves streaks across the shore like lines of an unwritten poem. The beach becomes a canvas where time slows down just enough for you to notice. Through delicate washes and intentional stillness, this watercolor captures the essence of waiting, not in impatience, but in quiet harmony with nature's unhurried rhythm. The short poem for this painting is, the tide recedes gently, like sunlight whispering to the shore. You might be a little bit curious about the Zanzibar. What is it famous for? I think it has a really rich and complex colonial history, which I'll tell you later. So it was the center of the spice trade, especially cloves. And historically, because of the colonial history, it was actually the key post in the slave trade. Study with the Omani Sultanate, which is Arab during the time when they took over this island. The capital, Stone Town, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site with winding alleys, carved doors, and a mix. This is interesting. The town itself, the building, everything you see, is under the influence of African, Arab, Persian, Indian, and European influence. And it's also the home for some of the famous people. The most famous one you must have heard about is Freddie Mercury, a lead singer in Queen. So he was actually coming from the Stone Town in Zanzibar. I visited his house. And I mentioned about they have a very complex of colonial history, right? So just a little bit brief. It was before anyone conquered this island. It belongs to a Swahili trading hub. During that time, it connected the East Africa, Arabian Peninsula, India, and even China. And later on, the Arab came. Omani Arab rule from 1698 to 1890. It was during this time they become the center of the East African slave trade. It was a bit sad because when I walked in the Stone Town, I saw, I came across a church, and then we learned that behind the church was actually, in the past, it was where the trade was being sold. It was also during the time it also become a major exporter of the spices, especially the cloves. And then later on, in 1980 to 1963, it became the European colonial era by British, majority by British. But I know in the southern part, it's also French also has a little bit of influence right there. And it was interesting. I think I learned from the local people share with us that say every country, every ruler, they try to take away something, right? The slaves or the spies. But interesting enough, for the French, they also give it influence, and what they give out is education. They build church, they educate people about the religions, and also with the language. So quite some people actually in Zanzibar, they understand French until today. All right. So when British took over and abolished the slave trade to control of the key Indian Ocean and trade routes and maintain geopolitical influence of the region. And eventually, finally, Zanzibar has its own independence. So Zanzibar belongs to Tanzania, but it has this very strong culture, very beautiful town. So this is a little bit of Zanzibar out of my memory. If you know more about Zanzibar, or you're the experts in Zanzibar or in history, welcome to make your comment below, so all of us can get a little bit, have a taste of the faraway continent, Africa, Zanzibar. Get to know more. All right, so that's the sharing today. See you tomorrow. Bye.